The airport buzzed like a restless hive. Families hurried, business travelers tapped nervously on their phones, and loudspeakers echoed boarding calls that dissolved into the cavernous ceilings. Among them walked Marcus Reed. Dressed in a simple navy jacket and dark jeans, he looked like any other man flying across the country. His stride was calm, purposeful, his eyes steady. To strangers, he was just another passenger, quiet, composed, maybe even forgettable. But Marcus carried with him a weight no one could see. A file folder tucked into his bag, encrypted drives sealed in his laptop. Evidence, proof, pieces of something far greater than the flight he was about to board. At the gate, the attendant scanned his ticket. She hesitated, then forced a polite smile. "Welcome aboard, sir." Marcus nodded once, eyes unreadable, and stepped into the jet bridge. Inside the cabin, passengers shuffled, stowed bags, claimed armrests with quiet territorial battles. Marcus found his seat near the middle, an aisle. He slid his bag beneath the seat, folded his hands, and sat still, a rock in a stream of movement. But calm never lasts. Sometimes storms don't announce themselves with thunder. They creep in on quiet feet, hidden in routine, waiting to break the silence. Minutes later, the intercom crackled. The cabin hushed. The captain's voice, firm but strained, filled the space. "Ladies and gentlemen, this flight will not be departing as scheduled. I've been informed that one of the passengers poses a security concern. I will not fly this aircraft until that matter is resolved." Heads turned. Whispers rippled like sparks. Security concern? People scanned faces, suspicion darting from row to row. Then a flight attendant appeared, stiff-backed, eyes cold. Her gaze landed on Marcus. "Sir," she said, her voice tight, "the captain is requesting that you deplane. Now." The words dropped like stones. Passengers stiffened, craning necks. Marcus didn't move. His hands remained folded, his breathing even. On what grounds? His voice was low, measured, dangerous in its calm. The attendant faltered. The captain has his authority. He does not feel comfortable flying with you on board." Gasps. Murmurs. Someone muttered, "Unbelievable." Marcus tilted his head, eyes narrowing. "So without cause, without evidence, he refuses to fly because of me?" The silence was heavier than turbulence. Injustice doesn't always arrive with shackles. Sometimes it comes wrapped in procedure, in polite tones, in the illusion of authority. And that is where the test begins. The passengers erupted in whispers. A man in business attire leaned forward. "What's going on? Why him?" An elderly woman shook her head, clutching her purse. "This isn't right. He hasn't done anything." The flight attendant bristled. "Sir, we're asking politely. Please step off before this escalates." Marcus met her eyes, unflinching. "No." The word cracked like a whip. Phones rose. Cameras blinked red. Passengers leaned into the spectacle. Some outraged, some cautious, some afraid to speak. A child whispered loudly to her mother, "Why are they picking on him?" The mother's lips tightened. "Because they think they can." The tension thickened. Every eye on Marcus, every breath held. It takes only one spark to turn whispers into fire, one stand to shift the balance of silence. The captain himself stormed down the aisle, uniform sharp, jaw locked. "That man does not fly on my plane," he barked, pointing. His voice shook with more than authority. It trembled with fear. Marcus rose slowly, Taller than most had realized, his frame was steady, commanding without effort. "Captain," Marcus said evenly, "you're refusing a paying passenger without reason. Are you prepared to justify that?" "I don't need to justify a damn thing," the pilot snapped. "My aircraft. My rules." The cabin gasped. Marcus leaned slightly closer. His voice dropped, quiet but lethal. "Then perhaps you'd like to explain your rules to the Department of Justice." Confusion rippled. Cameras zoomed in. The captain froze, caught off guard. Power feels unshakable until the moment it collides with truth. And then even the mighty tremble. The flight attendant frowned. "Sir, who exactly are you?" Marcus's eyes were steel. With slow precision, he reached into his jacket, pulling out a black leather wallet. He flipped it open. A golden badge gleamed beneath the cabin lights. The letters burned through the silence. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Gasps tore through the plane. The captain's face drained of color. Passengers erupted in shocked murmurs. "FBI? Are you serious? Oh my God." Marcus snapped the badge shut. "I was content to remain a passenger, quiet, anonymous. But you forced my hand." The captain stammered, words tangled. I didn't know." "That," Marcus cut in, his voice sharp as glass, "is the problem. You didn't need to know. You acted on fear, bias, nothing more. The truth does not need to shout. It stands, undeniable, in the light, and strips pretense bare." Passengers began speaking up. "He didn't do anything. You targeted him. This is discrimination, plain and simple." Phones live-streamed. Social media lit up in real time. The airline's name began to trend, for all the wrong reasons. The captain, sweating now, backed away. I'll return to the cockpit." The flight attendant swallowed hard. "What do you want us to do, sir?" Marcus exhaled slowly, gaze sweeping the cabin. "You will treat every passenger here with dignity, no exceptions, and this flight, it departs. Now." Applause broke out, hesitant at first, then swelling into thunder. Justice is not a gift handed down from power. It is a fire, sparked by courage, fed by voices, unstoppable once it spreads. The flight finally lifted off, engines roaring into the night. But the story didn't end there. By the time they landed, the video had gone viral. News anchors dissected every angle. Headlines blazed across screens. FBI agent targeted on flight. Airline faces backlash. Congress demanded answers. Executives were summoned. Policies rewritten overnight. The pilot, quietly removed from duty. And Marcus? He vanished back into the shadows. No interviews, no spotlight, just silence. But those who were there, they remembered. Heroes are not always the loudest voices in the room. Sometimes they are the calm in the storm, the quiet strength that bends history toward justice. Weeks later, in a closed committee room, Marcus stood before a row of lawmakers. Cameras clicked, pens scratched. A senator asked, "Agent Reed, what lesson should we take from your experience?" Marcus's eyes, steady as ever, swept the chamber. "That dignity is not negotiable," he said. "That prejudice dressed as protocol is still prejudice. And that silence, in the face of injustice, is complicity." The room fell still. No one argued. No one dared. In the skies above, miles from the earth, one man proved a truth etched in fire. That respect cannot be requested. It must be demanded. And when it is, the world listens,